Hello guys, good afternoon and welcome on to the game on GHOne TV and also live on your radio on Star FM here in Accra. So if you can see as it is, we are not coming to you from our regular studios. Today we are coming to you live from one of the venues hosting the All Africa Games being held in Ghana from the month of March. We are at the University of Ghana Stadium here at GHOne in Accra, which is one of the venues for the All Africa Games. Ghana is hosting the rest of Africa in the All Africa Games, and Team Ghana has been camping in this University of Ghana, and the reason why we are here today to join the team in their various camps and gauge the atmosphere, how prepared they are as well for the game. Tell you what, it's going to be an amazing championship. And today we begin with two of the teams that are repping Ghana at the upcoming championship here in Ghana. We begin, of course, with Taekwondo and arm wrestling. We've got some great stuff for us today on how prepared they are for the All Africa Games being held in Ghana. They tell us they are very ready to get going or get things going at the championship being held here in Ghana.
Okay, so today we'll bring you, like Benghazi said, we're bringing you all the two teams from Team Ghana, the arm wrestling and also Taekwondo. Today we will be tackling or seeing what's happening in Team Ghana when it comes to arm wrestling. I mean, this is not the first time arm wrestling has competed in championships, but this is certainly going to be the first time they are coming in for the African Games and also which is being hosted here in Ghana. They are coming, the team is poised. We've seen them training, we've seen everything happening in their camp, and we are telling you that Team Arm Wrestling, which is the Golden Arms, are ready. In the last championship in last year, 2023, they won 132 medals for the Golden Arms. And this time again, they are ready to come in all out and win some laurels, some golden laurels for Ghana. The coach says they are here for at least five gold medals for Team Ghana in the Golden Arms section.
Absolutely, so we cannot wait to get going. Well, again, let's begin first of all by letting you know what Team Ghana for Taekwondo have got for us at the championship. So let's get to their camp and get to hear from the coaches handling the team ahead of the upcoming Africa Games being held here in Ghana. So you're welcome. You're live on the game on GHOne TV, and I'm sure you heard in the background some wonderful sounding there because we are live at Team Ghana's camp where they're preparing for the All Africa Games kicking off in the month of March. So we are just some few weeks in the games. We're going underway here in Ghana. We are very much ready. It's been building up for about a year or so now. Finally, it looks as though we are inching ever closer to the games here in Ghana. So we are interacting with Team Ghana, the various disciplines, and how prepared they are for the championship. We'll begin today by getting to hear from Team Ghana for Team Taekwondo. We're getting ready for the All Africa Games, and we have with us the director who has joined us in here today to run us through how prepared Team Ghana is ready for Taekwondo at this year's All Africa Games. My name is Benjamin Yamas, you all do know, and I'm here with a beautiful Monica Bukhari.
So they will be giving you the in-depth of what has been happening in the camp of the national team, the various national disciplines that is taking part in the African Games. Today we are doing arm wrestling, we are doing wrestling, Taekwondo, and we'll be bringing you details of all this in a moment.
So welcome back, and so let's get to interact with our first guest today at Team Ghana preparations. And we are, like I told you, the Taekwondo team, and we have got the director for the Taekwondo Federation here in Ghana, Stephen Amegashi. He's also a Ponzi coach as well with the team. Thank you very much, sir, for your time with us on the show this afternoon.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Good.
You're welcome to Team Ghana Taekwondo training.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you can tell us, how has it been training ahead of the African Games?
Okay, so far it's been good. A few challenges notwithstanding. As you know, Taekwondo is a discipline, and so we are trained to always, surmount or, as it were, defeat challenges that comes before us. And so we're in high spirits, just taking, each day at a time, And so basically, as we inch closer towards the games, we're getting better prepared. So basically what's that I can say.
And as a federation, what are you really looking at achieving at this championship? What are you targeting for the Taekwondo team?
All right. Okay, so Taekwondo sport has now become very sophisticated and highly expensive. It's just like tennis. And so what I'm saying this is because we need funding to be able to compete in major championships, which are organized, abroad, Europe, Asia. And why it's necessary to be competing in those championships is for us to get ranked. We have a ranking system in the world for our athletes. It actually helps them get seeding during championships, so that you don't, begin competing right from the bottom, the scratch. You could be placed at, closer to the medal zone, and so that's the more reason why our athletes should be able to be competing in such. But our economic situation today, large number of the athletes are students, and they do jobs that can't, the kind of money you need to
partake in those international championships.
Exactly. And so that has been our challenge. But then more to the question, Taekwondo has two aspects basically. The combat aspect, which is sparring. In Taekwondo parlance, it's called koregi. And then we have the forms or pattern aspect, which is called pumsi. In Taekwondo.
And that's your specialty,
exactly,
pumsi coach.
So that's what we're witnessing, right about now. We actually pushed, we as host country for the games this time around, we pushed the African Taekwondo Union to feature the forms. Yes, alongside the sparring, because we realized this is where our strengths, yes, and our hopes lie as far as medal, winning is concerned. And so we're looking at, winning some medals through the pumsi this time around. The sparring aspect is highly competitive. Like I said earlier, the competitors come in, better placed than us in terms of, economic means, and so they are able to attend those kind of championships. So they have some kind of edge over us regarding the sparring aspect. But here, we think we can give them, good competition, and we promise, Ghana, we're going to get medals through the pumsi.
Interesting. So, how many medals are you looking at possibly winning for Ghana?
We have the freestyle under the pumsi. We have the freestyle aspect, which is the creative pumsi. You're expected to choreograph, a pattern, which also involves or has flips, some acrobatic, skills in it. It's not easy. Then the other aspect is the recognized or regular, pattern that we do. These are arranged or pre-arranged patterns that you are expected to demonstrate. We do them in a linear and a lateral direction. It's like using offensive and defensive skills against an imaginary opponent. So when you see them enacting or demonstrating the forms, you can tell they're either defending themselves or
the ones who are attacking.
Exactly. Imaginary. Yes. So basically, this is what the pumsi is about.
How many athletes are we looking for in these various disciplines? You have 3.
Taekwondo.
In the Taekwondo.
How many athletes do you have partaking in the games?
Okay. Presently, we have 14. Athletes, 7 for the koregi, the sparring. And
combat sparring.
Yes, the combat aspect. then 7 for the Pumsi, the forms.
Okay.
Yes. With the Pumsi, 2 of our athletes are, as we speak, outside.
Okay.
One, a lady, is participating in a course.
Okay.
Yes. And the one guy, a German who left just a couple of days ago, is going to compete in a major championship in Europe.
Okay.
He wants to gauge his form and preparedness, for this his upcoming games.
But they will come back.
They will come before
the game.
the commencement. Yes.
Okay.
So how many professionals do you have in there? Like you're saying, you have these 2, this guy, and then the other lady. How many professionals?
Yes. I would say the coaches I have here, who are national coaches, Coach Agozo and Coach Faise, they double as athletes in Pumsi and also coaches.
Okay.
So when we're talking about professionalism, those 2, and then this lady Marianne, they have actually competed in major international platforms.
Okay.
So they can be classified as professional.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Okay. So say about 4 or 5 out of the 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Educate us a bit on the sport of taekwondo. How different is taekwondo from karate?
Very well. Very well. Thank you very much for
But
that.
I know a bit of karate and I've seen videos, but taekwondo, give us a bit of the education on that.
That's right. So as you rightly said, we all grew up hearing more about karate because that was the most popular sport. And to a large extent, became an umbrella name for almost every martial art.
Yeah.
But then, basically karate originates from Japan, whereas taekwondo originates from Korea.
Okay.
So taekwondo is a Korean sport.
Okay.
It's a Korean indigenous martial art that has transformed or metamorphosed into an Olympic sport, now. So it's a fully recognized or fully fledged Olympic sport. Yes. I dare, boast that it's the most popular combat sport amongst the Olympic sports. Yes. Because we have about 200 million plus, following worldwide. Taekwondo.
Interesting.
Yes. To add more, we employ more of the use of the legs than the hands. Yes.
Okay.
Taekwondo, these are 3 Korean words put together. Yes. Te being, kick for the leg, then kwon being the fist, and then do is the path, the way, or the moral code of Taekwondo. So the do is what actually regulates the physical aspect of Taekwondo, which is the te and the kwon. Minus the do, we can easily abuse the art, because you develop some strength, the parts of the body become weapons through the training of Taekwondo. And so if you don't have that self-control, the least provocation,
you want to use it to harm.
You want to use it to harm. So they do the Taekwondo, they do the
discipline.
Yes, the discipline.
Okay, interesting. So like you said, the emphasis on Taekwondo is the usage of the legs.
That's right.
Mostly the legs.
About 80% usage of the legs. Yes.
Whilst karate involves the hand a lot more.
Hands a lot. That's the difference. Aside the origin. Yeah.
Interesting.
Now let's come back to you having the local players or local, how do you call them, athletes?
Yes.
Local athletes,
yes.
And we coming for these African games, you have a whole lot of professionals coming on board. How ready, since they've not been on international platforms before, have they been watching videos of them? Do they have expectation of what or who they are going to meet in this competition?
Yeah, very good question. The locals actually constitute athletes or players coming from our Korean grandmasters den. It's Dojan, gym, in English, but Dojan in Korean. Yes, and so they've been, predisposed, or they've been developed to somewhat international stage because this is a Korean man who is,
Yeah.
you know, handling them.
Okay.
Yes. Beyond that, of course, like you said, we've been following championships via the media and all that, so we're able to catch up with the professionals and also what goes on or pertains at the international platform. So there wouldn't be much difference between the locals and our professionals per se. Yeah.
We're still live on GH1 TV, the game on GH1 TV, and having a discussion or a chat actually with Team Ghana ahead of the All Africa Games commencing in Ghana in the month of March, Accra 2023, but being held this year because it had to be postponed from last year. We're having a chat with Stephen Amega, director for Taekwondo team here of Federation in Ghana, looking ahead to the All Africa Games and how they intend to perform and win the laurels for Ghana at the championship. So that's what it is.
But do remember we're also live on Star 103.5 FM, so you are not losing out. You're also hearing exactly what's happening in Team Ghana's camp. Well, Coach,
Yes.
talking about your players or your athletes as well, do you have any injuries in camp?
Oh yes. I welcome that question because it's very, very relevant. We're all nurturing, some injuries. Yes.
And,
Of course, you can see the
grounds which
the
you work.
grounds which, and like I said earlier, there are some aspects we need to be doing some flips, some acrobatics, and safety purposes. Ideally, the ground should be padded.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. We have a padded, grounds, out there, but we're sharing that training venue with karate. And so, we take turns. It's unfortunate, at the time you came, the karate guys were using, the padded, floor, and so we had to come and make do here. So as a result of using, here and other unpadded surfaces, we are, experiencing
bruises.
exactly sprains and bruises on the ankles and the
knees.
Yes. But we say the medical team are doing a fantastic job. They are, right on standby, and so taking care of our medical needs, the physios and what have you. So for injuries, we have, but not to the level that will incapacitate us, before the the championship starts. Yes, we'll be good. We will be good by
The
the
time
start.
commences.
Yes.
But in the camp itself, since you started camping, for how long now?
A month, a little over a month. We had 3 weeks at Cape Coast.
Cape Coast, yeah.
And this is about our second week since we came to here, so about 5 weeks, yes. 6 weeks, yes.
Is everything really all right in camp in terms of how they are taking care of their welfare, health-wise?
Oh yes.
Are you provided the necessary things that your athletes need?
We provided with the basic, we always have high expectations as to what's good for us, but we don't know whether our management, are also well resourced to meet
Your needs.
our needs. And so I would say, the very basic things we need to get by, they're providing us with. Yeah.
So I can say that from Team Taekwondo, everything is set in camp and you are very ready for the games kicking off in about a week or two time.
Well, in terms of training kits, competition kits, we don't yet have them. Yes, that must be said. And that is key, very critical for our preparation, because we need to, actually use these equipments, the training equipments, during training and preparation ahead of the games. But as we speak, we don't have. should have seen we have a resistant band, some elastic band we used to, stretch the legs to increase flexibility and also tension and all that. But
we don't have.
We don't have. We requested for this, but so we go in the manual way. But like I said, we are psyched in such a way that we don't let such challenges hinder us from, pursuing, our goal or objective.
But don't you think it's going to be a problem since other athletes coming in have all these things at their disposal, training as they are supposed to, whatever equipment they need, they have it. Having that thing also giving them that flexibility, and we don't have, and they are trying and forcing their body to pull to whatever limit you want them to pull. You think it's okay to meet those athletes coming on board?
You're so right. And that's the edge they're going to have over us. Because if you are your opponent, or your competitor has the necessary exposure and at their disposal, these training equipment, they always have an edge over you. But there are technicalities in determining the winner at the end of the game. And so not necessarily that's what you call it, that exposure or equipment they've had, but we're going to also do what we can to give them a high competition. So I always want to be upbeat. Okay. Yes. Psychologically, our athletes will feel already, have defeated, and so they won't approach, this championship with that kind of optimism. So, taekwondo, we are like soldiers. Whether you're well equipped or not, you go for the kill.
Before we end it, I want to ask, on a lighter note, do they understand the language what language is that?
Korean.
I hear them, okay, I hear
Korean
them.
terminologies, yes.
Terminologies,
yes.
So they understand
Korean,
it?
They understand it, yes.
Okay. So aside those terms, do they learn anything further? Do they understand anything further aside the language used to play the sport?
Yes, some of them do learn Korean as a language. Okay. Actually, some of them, the coaches, the athletes, they are limited to just the
word, the terms,
the terminologies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting chat, obviously, with Stephen Amegashi, who is the director for the Taekwondo Federation here in Ghana, and also the Ponzi coach. Team Ghana for the Patriots. So that's our chat with him in here at the training session they're having here at the GHOne Stadium ahead of the games coming up in Ghana. From the 8th of March, Ghana will be hosting the Africa Games here in Ghana. It's an interesting battle. Team Ghana tries or wrestles to get or grab some medals for Ghana. Let's wish them the very best of luck as they try to win or next some great medals for Ghana.
What do you think? I think it's going to be a host and win competition.
For Taekwondo, I know we'll pick some medals. From
we will. We've always,
Stephen Amegashi, looks after those things are looking.
They've grabbed a lot of medals on international platforms.
Let's see how it works out for Team Ghana. That was Team Ghana Taekwondo. Well, I hitherto didn't know that Taekwondo was more to do with the legs. Now I know, and I'm sure you also do know that for sure as well. So that's Taekwondo and what they have for us as we look ahead to the All Africa Games here in Ghana.
But Bengazi, did you learn something from what?
Of course, I mean, I saw the ladies, kicking. Well, maybe in 2 years' time, I will be prepared and fit enough to rep Ghana in Taekwondo for Ghana. Perhaps, you never know.
We'll be looking out for you maybe in the next coming games ahead or tournaments coming up. But well, that has to do with the legs. Now we are heading to where it has to do with the arms, where Team Golden Arms are ready, who have been training rigorously ahead of this tournament. Coach Hussein Akwete has been telling us that the team is ready, and this time around they are looking out to win at least 5 gold medals for Team Ghana. Let's walk into their camp and see what they have been doing ahead of the tournament.
Coach, thank you very much for your time with us on the game today. And how has it been for your team preparing for the very first time you're taking part in these games? How has it been so far for you preparation-wise?
Well, in terms of preparation, I can tell you that if you consider this one to the previous preparation we've had towards any event, this has been the best. In terms of the duration, in terms of accommodation, feeding from Cape Coast. But I must say that it was so good in Cape Coast because the stadium, we have a lot, the gym to us. The gym is very big, and therefore we are not restricted to which time of the day to use. Anytime we just move in. But this place, there's a bit of restriction. It still hasn't affected us much. It would have been much more happier if I stayed in Cape Coast. But I mean, decisions are taken for us. We are moving here, so I'm going to do the thing that we have. And so far it's been good. We've done so well. Fitness, while we are about 90% for over 70% of the athletes. Few just joined us about 2 weeks ago, so we are still working on their fitness level. And in terms of technique, skill, sharpening, it's for all of them. Today we are doing a lot of gym work. You see, we do a lot of pronations and supination just to make sure the wrist and the fingers are battle ready for the different games. The preparation has been so good, and we are very happy we come this far.
Now, you've had other competitions that you've competed in, and you've won laurels and some trophies and all that. Coming into this for the very first time, how do you see your team being able to compete with other countries?
I've always said that in terms of winning of medal, it's in our DNA. I'm wrestling, our DNA is synonymous to winning of medals. Because if you look at when we came into the scene 2016, we just did local events. But 2017, we started moving out. African Champion 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, COVID out. And we win medals consistently. So I have no doubt in my mind that we are saying good wins on medals for Ghana. I wouldn't quantify, but gold we are going to have, silver we are going to have, gold we are going to have. And I can say confidently that if you consider the target for Team Ghana is to better our records as against what we did in Morocco. And arm race is going to be a major contributor to that goal. The medal that we are going to win will contribute much to realizing that that's an assurance for Ghanaians.
And so how many medals are you targeting for these games from arm wrestling alone?
As I said, I don't want to put a figure on anything. But, I mean, in the real life, I can say out of 5 gold is there. That's the least we can have in terms of gold. 5.
Coming from the women or from the men?
Doesn't matter. It's 5 gold. For the silver and bronze, I wouldn't want to go there. Yeah. If we don't win at all, the 5 gold for Ghana will give them.
Is this confidence coming from what we saw in the last championship that was held here in Ghana, when Ghana hosted the other federations in Ghana?
The last championship was a divisional event. We have seniors, we have youth, juniors, masters. That's why you saw the medals balloon. I'm looking at the senior level. And in the previous event that we've attended, always at the senior level. In Nigeria 2017, in Ghana 2018, Mali 2019. So Accra, last year's event was it's also a factor, but my confidence in coming up with this figure is born only out of the fact that medal winning is nothing new for us. We win for Ghana. We win for Ghana.
Interesting.
In all, how many athletes are we presenting for Team Ghana? How many women also? How many?
We had wanted the Accra event, as you just alluded to, was a qualifier. We qualified 35 athletes. But government is giving us about 18, 19. So we are a bit under. That is why I say I don't want to put a figure onto the. But I told the minister in Cape Coast that if he can give us 30, I can assure him that we're not going, we are giving him not less than 30 medals.
Okay.
Averagely, one person will win a medal. But it's 19, 20. So that's why I don't want to emphasize much on the figure. But indeed, one medal for Ghana.
So as we speak, talking about the 19 allotted to Team Ghana, how are you handling it, the men and the women?
Exactly. So we are going into this game very strategically. Both the men and the women are strong, but the women happen to be our biggest weapon.
Okay.
So a large chunk of this quota will be given to the women.
Okay.
Then we'll see which categories in the men we are going to compete in. For me, I told the minister when he was there that what is the benefit we are getting as a host? As a host nation, you can say the advantages. We should be able to fill all the categories, but they are sponsoring, the cost involved, everything you do, you put cost into it.
Absolutely.
So we are happy what they've given us. We are going to make sure that we make do the little that we have.
Now, taking us through arm wrestling, I've noticed that it's not, if you can educate us, it's not about the biceps, how big one's arm is, because I've seen some having, I was discussing with my colleague Benghazi here, I've seen some having the normal hands and being able to pull the other person with all the macho, as we say. How is that possible? How do you go about it?
Well, it's not about the body size. You may be big, but you may not be strong.
Yeah.
So the catchy word is the strength.
Okay.
Yeah.
A slim macho can be a strong person.
Absolutely.
A bigger person may not be strong.
Yeah.
So the strength is key. We're looking at speed, endurance.
Okay.
Especially the speed and endurance.
Okay.
What the guys did on the table a while ago is endurance.
Okay.
You can't endure, you give up. If you let
Give up,
the smaller one
absolutely.
give up.
Yeah.
So it's not only about the body size, it's about strength, the power, the speed, and the endurance.
And our boys have got that in
We've
advance.
got it now.
Okay.
As we speak now, endurance-wise, strength-wise, we are just working on the speed. On the speed.
Okay.
And I'm sure, I mean, by the time the game started, we'll get there. That's why I say we are about 90% ready. We are working on the speed. Those who just joined us, we are working on a bit of strength, a bit of endurance. So before we move to the game, we should be ready for the competition.
Now, I saw some girls in your team. Are they in school?
Yes.
So how do you blend this? Since they are in camp and school is also in session,
Exactly.
how is this possible? How are you doing this?
So what we do is that if I'll be much more happier if I've spoken to them.
Okay.
We do classes.
Since they are around,
We do
I think.
classes at the gym.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes. Yesterday, for example, we did English. 2 days ago, we did government. We did economics.
So they are abreast with whatever is going on.
We're not giving them all that you get in the classroom.
Yeah.
A few of them are final year students, SS and even USS. And they told me they are doing revision. So we also have the syllabus and we are revising with them. A couple of our colleagues are teachers. I've been a teacher myself. I've done taught economics, government and others.
Okay.
I'm better than they.
Okay.
So even if it's English, I mean, I
Try
can
to
do
help
too.
out.
Yes. So we are learning.
That's why I wanted to come to. You are the very people taking them through the studies, or you have teachers coming on board.
We just started we started like last week. Okay, we're hoping to get other people on board.
Okay.
But your question is good because they are not only here training for arm but they are also studying.
Yeah, that's good.
This evening we are doing economics again.
Okay.
Tomorrow we are doing social studies and integrated science. So we
Are blending the two very well.
Exactly.
How are they able to cope? Are they resting enough to come for training?
Exactly.
As they are also in school
What
studying?
we do is that we wake up around 7,
Okay.
go for breakfast, we come to train around 8.
Okay.
By 11 we are gone.
Okay.
So after 11, I consider the rate of training what we give them. If it's very light, after training we move to the classroom. So if you come to my room, I have the board,
time.
the markers, yes.
Okay.
We are blending both sports and education. That's the essence of it.
Absolutely.
So that the parents will be happy.
Yeah.
Their children I know you're just doing sports, but you're also learning.
Absolutely. So we're having a chat with the director for the Ghana Arm Wrestling Federation, preparing ahead of the All Africa Games to be hosted in Ghana beginning next month. Wait for it. It's going to be amazing. You heard him indicate that for them, medals is in the DNA, and so they're guaranteeing Ghana loads of medals in the All Africa Games. And I'm hoping that they can do it as well for Team Ghana at the upcoming championship. So I guess we need to wrap it up.
Yeah, and I'm also happy with what he also said about they not losing out on education as well, because final year students
It's important.
coming to come
It's
because
important.
of the tournament, and
It's important to keep them abreast of whatever is happening in the classroom.
So I think that's the plus.
Actually, coming in here, we thought we could have read with some schools around.
Yeah.
They gone, but I realized that our training schedule will not allow them to go.
Okay.
Yes, I said no. Then let us do some in-house
Learning and teaching.
with them.
But before we wrap up, how has it been? Do you have everything that you need in camp as arm wrestling team? Any challenges?
Well, I mean, like all of our tweets, we always need more. But I can say the kind of equipment that we are having, we are okay for now. Yesterday we took delivery of those resistance bands, and more are coming. So with time, I mean, so when we have the resistance band, we have those pulling machines. We should be fine. Anything that will enable us to circulate and to produce, that's okay for us. So we are there.
Very ready for the games.
Very ready for
Very ready for the game. That's it to it. The director for Team Arm Wrestling. They are very ready. Hussein Akwete Adi. He joined us today on the game on GHOne TV.
And also on Star FM 103.5 FM. So like you all saw, that was Team Ghana, the Golden Arms, who were using their arms out there. But we learned something. They also told us that it only don't have to do with someone with bigger biceps or all that. You can have a slim arm. It's all about a technique.
It doesn't mean when I sit on the table with Monica Bukari, my big
No, I
arms
can
will not
beat you,
win.
Benghazi.
My big arms obviously will win. In fact, she had to run away from
I have those
She
slim
ran away from me when I attempted to have a go at her at the
I
table.
didn't say you.
Anyway, so that's our show today. It's been a wonderful time with all of you, giving you the bits on Team Ghana. Beginning, of course, from now and onwards, that will be our focus. Team Ghana at the All Africa Games. For the various disciplines, whether boxing, athletics, you've heard from Taekwondo today, and also arm wrestling. We'll give you every single day a bit of what Team Ghana is all about ahead of the All Africa Games and how prepared they are to win medals for Team Ghana. I have hope in both Taekwondo and arm wrestling to win Ghana some medals at these games. Monica.
It has always been the best when they come out, because they, I think, arm wrestling, boxing, and all that. They've always won something great for Ghana. And this time around, I am sure and I'm positive that this is going to be a host and win. We are going to win enough medals to put Ghana out there on the map.
Absolutely. So from live at the UG Stadium here at GHOne, my name, as always, Benjamin Iyamwa. I've been doing this today with the ever beautiful Monica Bukari, who prefers to be called
Monica
Bukiri.
in Kweku Timmins. But before we go, can you give us a try?
You want me to break your arm?
No,
you
can't.
Your
You
arms?
can't.
Monica Bukari. It's a wrap, guys.
And
We'll see you
that's a wrap, guys. We'll see you.
tomorrow.